What's up guys, this is Justin Crypto and today we are going to take a look at whether Bitcoin is likely to keep on going bullish here out of this bull flag as many people say, or whether it is likely Bitcoin makes a high and then turns around to actually correct down. I'm going to uncover what I see in the charts starting on the weekly chart for Bitcoin here, starting out with the RSI, and I think that you will be able to take some beautiful value out of this video, so stay tuned and watch until the very end. So if we pull up the RSI for Bitcoin, let's get started with the regular RSI on the weekly scale, guys. I just want to point that out real quick to you. Right here on the weekly scale, we are actually having a bearish divergence with this cycle high compared to this point of the market. When we are taking a look at where we are with the RSI right now, we can define a distinct area box where we actually are within. And this is the moment that Bitcoin has actually back then created the first top, okay? Came down for this push down and is right now within this accumulation zone before a last move up. All right, guys. So essentially what I am seeing or saying is that there is a good chance and likelihood that this RSI cross here on the weekly, where the yellow gets crossed by the purple from below, happened here as well within the area between 41 to 50 of the RSI. So we are in the same areas. So the first scenario that is possible, guys, and now I'm going to show you the exact fractal, if Bitcoin were to repeat what it did back then from the low here to this actual point, then the market could do something like this and create a high here around $80,000 with this push up. Obviously you can put it a bit back and forth. Let me explain you something, guys. Every single cycle Bitcoin has diminishing returns, so the returns, they get lower from cycle to cycle. If I pull the charts here from this first cycle, okay, and we would say, okay, the first returns were basically huge, let's say until here 11,000%. Then you have the next cycle only reaching like couple of thousands percent every single time. So actually this theory is called 5.3 theory, and it's not from me, it's from Steve from Crypto Crew University. And Steve's theory allows us to get a high of 84K. Now if we take a look at where this fractal from where we spotted in the RSI here, actually this move would bring us, and if we put it like this would be 83, 84, 85K. So if I restructure that a bit and we make the case that this is it, then it is very likely Bitcoin tops out at the end of the year or beginning of next year at the price at 84,000, because the real top was already in here. When things get green and heated, this is when the real top actually comes in. So the real top was here, and then now this fake rally like we had it back in the days, which obviously also back then created a new high 69, we might see 84, and that's honestly my honest and most realistic scenario. Before then Bitcoin comes down to kind of correct quite a bit, maybe bottoms out here around 40K, then back in in the future to create the structure that we will really need to actually bring up those highs. That would be the first option. 84, correction to 40, and we see a bull at some point later in time for Bitcoin, okay? The second option to me, guys, would be that Bitcoin goes on a complete rampage. I don't really see it realistic. I take the Pi cycle top indicator for Bitcoin on the weekly, and as you guys can see, we have actually reclaimed the Pi cycle top indicator. Back then we also had a time where we were trading below it for a bit, but honestly guys, I do see us more in something like here, okay, here, and this rally that we see now shooting from below could be more like this, and we witness a huge drop next. So this is my second scenario. Let's leave the rampage scenario for the end. So where the market comes up here from this area, pushes up, this is another very realistic scenario. This would give us also something like the high of 84k, so basically the same kind of push, the same kind of high, and then a drop to 35 in a fast manner. Still all happening this year, which would be quite shocking. And then next year you have that heavy bull run, bull market, that I actually can see. But I need some kind of liquidity grab in those areas, at least in those areas for Bitcoin. Some kind of push down to actually confirm, or like, let's say, create a W kind of structure, because now you just have that one side of that W. You need either, as I showed you, this push down fast and you have kind of a W here, boom, or you need a longer corrective phase for Bitcoin and crypto, which then creates a clean W over time. Okay, so basically second scenario, as I put it here to the chart, would be like in 2019, Bitcoin rallied up from the bottom to this upper line of the pi cycle top, had this chop zone, pushes back up above the RSI, about the indicator here, and gets this fast, quick drop to actually then keep on going with the bull next year. Okay, that is the second option. To me, also a realistic one. The one that I don't see realistic is pushing up to hundreds and thousands of dollars here from this price on without any push down, without any correction. So this one I do not see it. Obviously, if we clear those highs, or let's say especially those trend lines, if we make that point, and we will be able to kind of clear the trend lines that are relevant for Bitcoin here, actually, for example, this one. For example, if we pull the chart up here, I bet it would be around like the 80-90k area. So if we are able to clear all horizontal trend lines, and generally, like, yeah, all trend lines that Bitcoin has, okay, by all means we will be able, but it is just not likely to me. I think we have to have that drop down like we had it back then, or we are going to play out I'm sorry guys, our 84k scenario and actually go into a bit of a longer bear. Those are my two or three scenarios. Let's say the first two are very realistic to me. Watch that video again if you want to see them. I wish you a beautiful day. Let's hope the best for Bitcoin and act on what is happening in the charts. I'm just giving you a hint. If Bitcoin breaks back below this pi cycle line here on the weekly chart, that would be a heavy sign to sell, because no matter when this happened, after we actually pushed above it here we held it as support. The moment we broke below this pi cycle, this is the moment that you are having to sell, like really, because also here you avoided a drop of 50% on Bitcoin. So just pay attention, guys. Once we break below this pi cycle top, it's time to actually sell, or like at least secure your profits for a second. Bye bye guys, ciao ciao, Justin Crypto out.